Hi guys, I'm Marticore, and for today I've decided to have a little experiment. I wanted to check which personality traits in The Sims 2 work best in gaining skills required for work, but especially in Sims' autonomous behavior. Otherwise it would be pretty obvious. I will give my Sims objects that build skills, and that Sims often use on their own, and see how far they can go in their careers. I can't say this experiment is completely flawless, but I think it brought me to a few conclusions. I think it's a little interesting. So I made 4 Sims. Neat and Serious. His name is Neat Serious, so that we don't confuse Sims. He will have an advantage in gaining cleaning and logic. His aspiration is knowledge. Outgoing and Lazy. Her name is Outlazy. That will have an advantage in mostly making friends, because technically she will learn charisma faster, but there's no autonomy for interactions that give charisma. But anyway, her aspiration is popularity. Active, his name is Active, that will have an advantage in learning body. His aspiration is fortune. And Playful, named Playful, that will learn creativity faster than others. Her aspiration is pleasure. I will not give the Sims full autonomy because the point is not who will survive. The point is who will go the highest in their career, the fastest, and who will have the chance to progress in it further. So I take care of their most basic needs, make sure that they go to work, pay the bills, but I ignore chance cards because that's not the point either, and I never make them do anything for fun specifically. That's their decision. I also never make them cook or clean because that builds a skill. If they're not cooking, I might make them have a juice or order pizza just to not starve. I can't make them do anything that will build skills. If a Sim is working on a skill at the moment, I am not allowed to stop them. Unless they are close to dying, which will not happen. I didn't give them the exercise bike, so they're gonna be fine. Or I can only stop them if it's time to go to work. And of course, no mods. This is my clean folder. I play default seasons, even though fall boosts skills. I'll admit that I thought of it when fall was already there, so it doesn't really matter that much, I guess. What's most important is what the Sims decide to do. If they decide to learn skills more in fall than other seasons, that's just smart on their side. When it comes to the careers, they have different ones, and I chose them based on their wants that are determined by their personalities and aspirations. So technically, they should have natural abilities to succeed in those careers, to a certain point at least. So Neat Serious works in science, Outlazy works in politics, Active works in athletic, and Playful in culinary. You might think that all the charisma careers, so politics and athletic, are doomed from the beginning, but stay with me. In the first 24 hours, when they weren't going to work yet, only creativity points were gained. Active has 3, Playful has 2, Neat Serious has 1, and Outlazy didn't feel like doing anything. Valid. Active used the easel first, then Playful, who is supposed to be driven towards creativity, joined right after at the other easel. Well, yes, creativity is what I expected them to build most because those objects are the most attractive and fun to Sims. That's why I didn't place too many of them, just a piano and 2 easels. We also have chess and a telescope for logic and a pool, treadmill, and basketball hoop for body. There are also other objects for fun as the TV, console, and computer, so it's up to the Sims what they decide to use. On day 2, so the first day of work, we got 2 promotions. It was Outlazy and Playful. On day 3, Mr. Active finally got interested in basketball and got some body points. Got promoted a few hours later. And now let's fast forward a little. Day 11, Neat Serious is surprisingly the most behind in his career as a knowledge sim. All his roommates are at level 3 of their careers at this point, and he's still at the entry position. I'm still waiting for him to get that cooking point. Also, did you know that a super neat sim will eat spoiled food even if they're not extremely desperate? Seems a little out of character. Day 17 concludes the whole experiment. I know it seems fast, but the conclusion will be really big. I will have a lot to say. Neat Serious finally got to cook a little within the few days and got promoted to field researcher, so now all the Sims are at level 3 in their careers. Outlazy got there first on day 3, then Playful on day 4, and then Active on day 5, because he was a little hesitant with the body skill. The two Sims that seemed the least hardworking got there the fastest, but to be fair, only their careers didn't require any skills to get the first promotion. And to get the second promotion, they only needed creativity that all of the Sims had. The science career is the most demanding here because it requires 2 skills at the entry-level position to get promoted, and as cleaning was super easy for Neat Serious, he always kept the house clean, cooking isn't that easy for Autonomy only. It's strictly based on a particular need, and the Sim might not always decide to cook, but grab a snack instead. Or eat something that someone else cooked, or just sit there and die, you never know. And they hardly ever watch the cooking channel on their own. Only the science and culinary career skills are achievable through Autonomy, but probably a Sim's lifetime wouldn't be enough to get to level 10, with how cooking Autonomy works and how slowly this skill is gained by just naturally preparing meals when hungry. Especially that Sims often eat at work, so it's not even needed that often. And let's not forget the requirement of friends. Active got stuck at level 3 because of charisma, so there is that. But Outlazy and Playful could have been promoted further, but they never got any logic points. They never even touched chess or the telescope. Well, no one touched the telescope actually. The politics career doesn't require charisma up to level 4, so Outlazy could get another promotion if only she spied on the neighbors a little, or joined the chess game. Playful wasn't the Sim that got the most creativity, it was Outlazy. She was obsessed with the piano to a point of maxing out both creativity and the music and dance hobby. And this is her only skill. She didn't get anything besides creativity, not even a point of cooking. It really makes me think of how lazy Sims are kinda neurodivergent coded. Not like neurodivergent, like ADHD people are lazy or anything. Laziness isn't even a thing. It's only a matter of motivation and dopamine and stuff like that. So like, whatever. But I really relate to that. She didn't feel like doing anything unless it was her like special interest and hyper focus. And it was the only thing that she ever did. Except going to work. That she had to. But Playful got close enough. She got 9 points of creativity, so she was definitely driven towards it. I love what Active did. He got at least 2 points in all the skills that can be acquired autonomously. So he only lacks charisma and mechanical that he couldn't get. And he is the only Sim who did that, because the knowledge Sim, Neat Serious, doesn't have any body skills. He was never interested in any sports. Active just kept doing something. Very active of him. Personality points really do matter in this game, and I'm here for it. Also, as a bonus, Active is a little grouchy, only 3 nice points. So of course he had to make someone cry sooner or later. From other news that kinda say something about their personalities. Aside from Outlazy, Sims got some enthusiasm in a few hobbies, usually music and dance and games. No one aside from Active had any fitness or sports enthusiasm. They never used the sporty items. And who is the most unhappy? Playful, the pleasure Sim, of course. But she is the only Sim in the household who is BFFs with all her roommates. Neat Serious is BFFs with 2 and just friends with 1, so that's also pretty nice. Outlazy is BFFs with 2, but never really got to know Active. She's the only one with friends outside of the household, 2 to be exact. So if they were required for someone's promotion, she got us a little covered. Makes a lot of sense for an extremely outgoing Sim. She just kept doing interactions with whoever was at the house. Neat Serious and Playful are in love. in spite of having no chemistry and being pretty much polar opposites. I only made her check out some Sims to give her a chance of fulfilling some wants, especially spring wants of kissing and stuff like that. She didn't though. She's still unhappy. I mentioned the telescope, but other objects that only collected dust and were never used are the treadmill and the pool. Can a pool collect dust? So in conclusion, which personality trait is the most useful for careers and success in general? I will probably not surprise anyone with this verdict, but I'd say it's active, because the active sim acquired the most various skills. As far as I'm not sure why Outlazy got this obsessed with the piano, like from the game's perspective, it did make a lot of sense that Neat Serious got the most logic and cleaning points out of all sims. Not only because he learned them faster, but because he was interested in doing the things associated with them. There were sims that cleaned from time to time, like Active, cleaned the kitchen counter once or twice or something, but Neat Serious was serious about being neat. Same as Playful was interested in using the easel or the piano. Active painted one painting, sold it, and moved on to the next thing. It is heavily coded in the game that certain traits lead Sims to certain activities. That's why there's a connection between a personality and a career that is shown in the Sims wants. Aspiration, personality, and which career a Sim wants are all intertwined. So as active might be a useful trait in general and definitely useful in body careers, there are some traits that will just make it easier for that sim at a particular job. And that's it for this video, just a fun little experiment to once again prove that personality in The Sims 2 is underrated. I hope this makes sense, I hope you enjoyed it, and as always, thank you very much for watching the video, and see you in the next one. Bye!